Hey everybody, TBC here. Quick video for you today since I've only just got back from vacation, but we finally had some confirmation about some quality of life changes and definitely an improvement that's coming to Oakwynd and any future TLP when they hit Velious. But first I want to give you a little bit of backstory about it. Back when you're talking about the early days of TLPs back in 2016 when we were on Finny and the pick and the pick zones were all kind of new and they were kind of still working it out how it works and so on. And back then you could keep a pick open with only one character, so you could anchor someone into a pick and it would just stay up forever. And you could run through a zone, pick over, then you'd be in the same spot. So basically skipping all the content. Like for example, you could run all the way to the kind of castle in say Velx when it was all clear in the main pick, and then pick over to say pick 2, and you'll be in that exact same spot, like ready to go for your group. Or you could also do what people used to do, say like in the 3D camp, you'd be camped at the 3D camp, and every time you kill it, you just pick. You keep picking, and you just keep changing the time on your computer forward 5 minutes. The timer wouldn't count then, and there you are. You're in a fresh pick with the mob to kill, and you can just keep doing it forever and always. And of course, they decided that was a little bit too powerful, so they kind of took that all away. That picks would spin down if they go below the threshold, and if you pick now, there was a few bugs with it for a little while, and there was a few ways around it. Those are definitely gone now. If you pick into a new pick, you go straight back to the entrance, meaning you can't skip any content. And back on Finnegal, this used to work in the Temple of Veeshan in Velious. And I think it was sometime, it must have been around Mangler, but if anybody knows for sure, let me know. I want to say maybe, it definitely wasn't in for Aradun, I know that for sure. But certainly around the time of Mangler up to Aradun, they took away picks of Temple of Veeshan simply because of this. Because you could run through an empty zone, empty main pick over into like the end of East TOV and clear to your heart's content, and nothing could stop you. It was a very powerful tool. People would do that to farm constantly. You'd leave pick open with one character, come back later on after your raid to kind of clear through it. Very, very powerful, and obviously that created at the time a lot of draw on system resources on the servers when there were so many picks of TOV up, because TOV is a pretty intense zone. It's very large, there's a lot of mobs. It may have been a little bit intensive for their zone servers. Well, little did people realize back in November of 2022 in the patch notes, they included this little tidbit that yes, Temple of Veeshan will now spawn pigs, and that kind of went completely unnoticed at the time because the Yelenak server had already skipped by it. They had this problem of only having main pick of Temple of Veeshan, so there's a lot of kill stealing going on and a lot of people fighting for a couple of mobs to get that armor, and they obviously must have saw that as being an issue and corrected it, but unfortunately too late for that server. But that does mean for Oakwynd we will have the benefit of having multiple picks of Temple of Veeshan for the first time in several years. I'm really excited about that. I think that's going to make armor questing so much easier and a lot of fun. Now, the next question is the threshold. Now, every zone has a threshold where it will spin up a new pick or spin one down. And for some, it's relatively small based on the zone. Say like Najina, like 18, 24, same for like Sol B. These are all very relatively low threshold zones. And then you got some other zones like Warslick's Wood and Frontier Mountains, which take like 70 people. Don't know why arbitrarily they are picked at that, but that's what they are. So what will it be for Temple of Veeshan? Well, in the patch notes again, it confirmed that the threshold will be 25. And that seems relatively a small number. TOV can probably handle a couple of groups in each of the wings. So you can easily hit that 25 number. I mean, most guilds will probably in the first few weeks be doing like little mini raids in there, 2, 3, 4 groups, that kind of a thing as they kill through. And so I do expect that there will be multiple picks open of Temple of Veeshan with multiple people farming armor. This has all been confirmed very recently in a conversation with a contact over at Daybreak that yes, this is true, this is happening, and this is 100% right. Don't waste our time asking because it's in the patch notes that everybody missed. So really excited about this, looking forward to Velious on Oakwynd. I'm going to have a lot of content coming to you very soon. These include kind of a primer on Velious, getting ready for that on Oakwynd, amongst other videos. I've been on vacation, but I'm back now, and I'm raring to go and dive right into Velious. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about this change. Did you notice it? Did you know that this was going to happen? Because I'm telling you, a lot of people up to a couple of days ago were asking, is this the case? Will there be picks? And what do you think about that threshold number? Do you think that's too low, or is that too high? Or you know what, that's going to make armor farming in TLV, which is where the best armor typically drops, an absolute breeze, because I am certain it will. You don't typically see many bot groups in there. I think you might still see bot groups in there, but it's not as easy for them because they need multiple groups, because these mobs tend to be a little bit harder, a little bit tricky. They've got range, they summon, they do all kinds of things that bot groups typically don't like, but I'm certain there will be some in there as well to contend with. So like I said, let me know down in the comments below your thoughts on this. Lots more content to come. I am the Bricknock, and I hope that you have a fantastic day.